What else did they find on the ship?
Well, besides weird devices and stuff that they took off the craft, they determined it was a time ship, and there was some metals on board that were not of this world, but some that were of this world. So they figured it was launched from our own planet. But the main thing it was, they figured the mission, that's the reason why they came back to our past. At the time, we were just getting into atomic energy. We had already dropped a couple of bombs. And also, for some reason, they're also trying to figure out why we got so technically advanced. Because we weren't supposed to get that advanced.
So you're saying that the time shift propelled us into a different time wave than we already were in the future, like a parallel world.
Basically, as I can see, they interfered with our own timeline. Now, if this craft would never approach or came in like that, in other words, it never arrived, we right now would be less advanced than we are right now. We wouldn't be with all this new technologies.
So I probably want to be having my laptop that's right here.
That's right. Your laptop would be about the size of a, how about a large room, about 60 by 60 room.
Wow.
So as I said, basically the equipment that the government could not figure out or use as weaponry, they went ahead and they gave it to General Electric, Westinghouse, RCA. They all got all this beautiful high-tech equipment. They could not figure out electronics and stuff. They said there was one of the devices they held, a handheld laser that would actually burn holes through things. Fiber optics were on board, and a lot of little things too, little toys. And the main thing is, the stuff that these people could not figure out went to Japan.
And what did Japan do with them? Is that how they got to be so technologically advanced?
Yes, Japan figured out the technology. They're probably like micro servos and who knows what else. And as I said, that's the reason why Japan got a leap on us, because they figured out the technology.
Now,
It took a couple of years, but they did do it.
have there been any other like crash land since then? Anything related to Roswell, or is that just all myth?
Oh, there has been crashes. There have been sightings, abductions, but every single time a vehicle will land or crash, the government's out there first, claiming an aircraft just crash landed. They cover it up real quick. You see what they're doing in Canada. For some reason, the United States likes to threaten people, saying, "Okay, you got a crash saucer. We're going to take it back."
So we go and we take other countries' flying
Yes.
saucers. So we.
Oh yes, except for Russia, and there's been several crash sites in Russia too. They've been trying to reverse engineer anything they find.
Now, how long has this been going on? Has this been going on since our country's inception, or just for like thousands of years? Have we been being visited from people from other planets?
Oh, we've been visited for thousands of years.
Now, are they all from our future, like teleporting to the past?
Some are, but others are also coming from the other planets. There was an original planet. As the story goes, that there was a planet between Mars and Jupiter called Tillamook, supposedly according to the ancient Sumerians. And that planet exploded, and the people jumped over to Mars, and then finally to Earth.
So is that why we have like the faces on Mars and Earth?
Mm-hmm. They actually covered that real quick, but there was a face on Mars and also a pyramid on Mars they found for pictures. And then later they covered the whole thing up real quick, erased it. This way we wouldn't be questioning it a second time.
Why do you think they do this? Why do you think they hide it from everybody?
Well, basically, the government is trying to keep people under control. Now, what would happen, say, if the truth ever came out of who we really are?
Well, who are we?
Just part of the whole universe. This is not, put this way, we are not the true life form supposed to be on this planet.
Really, what are the true life forms that are supposed to be on this planet?
We killed them off. Some we mated with, the other ones just killed off. There's two lines of man. One vanished completely, all of a sudden, out of nowhere. We are the missing link.
We are the missing link?
Yeah, we are the missing link in the whole thing. So basically, as I said, with the Roswell incident, it did happen, but the funny thing about it is we have reverse engineered everything. But they didn't prove this little point. A couple years back at the Chicago Hobby Show, Testers, which is a big model company, they released two models. One was the S1 saucer that someone had seen at Roswell, not Roswell, Groom Lake, And also, he also saw the exact ship. Also, one of the campers, or shoot, the hikers, whatever, were there before the military showed up, sketched the craft and the bodies laying around it. I'll start showing you that later when I find it. But the main thing is someone did a sketch of it, and they also ended up. Now, when the government heard about the two models, they immediately went down to the Chicago hobby store and the hobby exposition, whatever. They confiscated both models real fast. And they flapped their badges out and everything, saying we're confiscating these. Next thing you know, the head of testers said, okay, fine. You take those models, we'll see you in court, and also just going to get put in the news. They immediately backed off, and they had full return real quick. And that was about it.
So is that all that's pretty much happened with Roswell?
Yes. But as I said, a lot of information did get released. Now, according to History Channel and some other channels and ufology and all that, they're now changing the design of the ship.
Really? Like to what?
They have a triangle-shaped version now of the ship with 3 people.
Is that like the 3-prong lights we always see like on Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah. That's about it. But as I said, that's not the original ship that crash landed at Roswell.
Now, so kind of like the movie, like Area 50. I mean, not Area 51. ID4 when they went to Area 51. That whole thing. So that's kind of similar about.
Similar.
All right.
They're just taking reports from Blue Book and everything. I've actually read Blue Book 1 and 2 when I was in the Air Force.
Blue Book 1 and 2. I don't know what those are.
Project Blue Book. That was a research done on flying saucers, ufology, and all that bit from the United States Air Force. The official reading, but most of it was just bogus. It was mostly just a red herring on the side to keep ufologists and all that people interested in studying that phenomenon, just to make them happy. Let them know, hey, the Air Force is at least doing something. But the bad thing with the Air Force, though, if you actually do witness an actual craft landing, take pictures all you want, you contact the Air Force, they're going to laugh at you. Or two have you committed, one of the two.
Really? Why is that?
Well, they don't want people to know about this.
Oh, obviously.
Well, basically, the only reason why they jumped on this entire UFO thing with Roswell, at the time we had a Cold War going with Russia, and we were the only nation right now at the time that actually had access to nuclear weapons. But the main thing is there's too much paranoia. I mean, how would it feel an invasion from outer space sound? Because at first, that's what the president thought, good old Harry Truman. I'm sure he fully knew what was going on. He's the one who pretty much told him to cover it up. And that's when the Majestic 12 came out into existence.
The what?
It's kind of like Men in Black.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Majestic 12, and they pretty much, anything that deal with flying saucers or alien spacecraft and visitations, Majestic 12 took care of that, the security.
So and that's what they're called, Majestic 12. So they're Men in Black. They're
the Men in Black. They cover everything up. But a lot of stuff did get leaked. The main thing is the Air Force kept over and over again changing the day, changing the year, and also how it happened, including dropping test dummies out of some experimental craft and all this bit, and they said that's where the bodies came from. But that was years later when this little thing happened. But they kept trying to change the story over and over and over again, rewriting the story of what happened at Roswell.
But this is the true story of what happened at Roswell.
Yes, it is.